Hey everyone, I just started up with this new painting here. So I've given up a little base, I can say. I mean, just roughly doing the flowers here. So I was trying to do a rectangle border, which requires, like, I just made the shape of a rectangle here because this is an A4 sheet as you can see here. So I was just trying to do the border here. I had roughly started with the painting. Now I'm going to grab my 00 brush and still carrying on further with the same thing. So this is how I start. So I'm going to do a blue something here, and as you can see that I'm coordinating with the left and the right side. I mean, whatever I'm painting on the right side, I'm going to follow up with the same color on the left side. So this is how I start. So it's just more of water, less of color, and finally when I just add some more color to it, I just kind of just dab it along the portion just to make sure that it moves in due to the capillary action of the sheet, of the water, and of course the absorbing part of the sheet is really cool. So it works that way. Simultaneous, again I'm going to just do the same blue color here as well. Here it goes. Yeah, a big petal, then simultaneously small petals on the other side, just to make sure that the shape is there, but again need not be very particularly a good shape. As you can see, I'm doing directly with the brush. I'm not using a pencil in here, so it's not necessary that you have to be like very precise with the thing that you're doing, but again just maintain the shape roughly and then you can build up with the color. I just love working with the watercolors. Why? Because it gives me a lot of space to move on. I can see the colors growing well. I can see how the transition is happening from the darker to the light side, like you can see in this flower here. The transition of color can be shown easily. So watercolor art is my forte, and I'm just doing that, practicing and growing every day. I would not say that I'm a perfectionist here, but yeah, learning and growing every day. And I strongly believe that one should never stop learning. Learning goes on till you are breathing. I mean, till the time you're alive, you should never stop learning. It is the only way of survival. That's how I take it as. So as you can see, working with watercolors is tremendously easy as well. I mean, they're like not very harsh strokes are needed. It's just more of water, which actually allows the movement of water because it works as a capillary action. It gives that way. So it just moves on. I mean, like I'm using most of water here, as you can see. And then finally, more of color in the end and just dabbing it across in the center just to show you how the water is actually converting this into a transient action. So this is what I love about it. This is what I love about watercolors. It helps you to come up with new things. I mean, it helps you be you. I mean, there is no specific pattern that I'm following here. It's just the movement of colors that gives a proper shape, and this is what I love the most about it. Here it goes. keep giving shape, keep building colors. That is the best thing that you can do. And of course, I'm a very nature loving person. I love nature. I love to be around nature. Flowers I'm doing because they really inspire me. The colors, the folds of the leaves, the way they bloom, all of that excites me a lot. So you can see the same thing in my work. Yeah, the same thing shows up in my work because about the painting that I'm doing is basically loose flower art that I'm doing here. So it requires the transition of colors, it requires the movement of water, so all of that. So I just love doing that. I just adore. And if time allows me, like I'm a housewife, mostly busy with the household chores. But again, if time allows me, I really want to spend most of my time doing this. I would just love to spend the whole day doing the same thing again and again and again non-stop. So crazy, or you can say, okay, anyone with a passion like of that sort does that same thing. It lets you breathe, it lets you grow, it lets you evolve, all of that. It's rejuvenating. You feel so much excited and alive when you're painting. So I would actually request you all to kind of just start doing this. Maybe you'll see that there's a lot of change in your behavior because it's relaxing at the same time. It helps you breathe, it helps you reflect on the day that you have spent out. So, all in a way, beneficial for the mind, beneficial for your heart, beneficial for your soul. So, it's all exciting altogether. Probably this would be the last flower that I'm doing. Orange. No, few more required here at the top. Here, few more required here. And I think we are done at the ends. On the side, sorry. And we are done with the sides. And it's more of required in the center part, I guess. So here it goes. I started my watercolor journey when I took up arts in my grades 9th and 10th. And that was basically a lot of tough learning also at the same time because we were made to sit in the school garden and we were made to observe the flowers as they were. I mean, the way you were sitting, the way the flower was facing you, we had to sketch in the same manner. If you could see half a flower, we had to sketch a half a flower. If we could see a half petal in there, we kind of do that on the same, like we have to copy the same thing on the sheet that was provided to us. So that was how we learned. And then where the light was affecting, where you can see the shadow of the work, shadow on the leaf, or if you can see a tree's shadow on the same part. So this is how we learned in the school. But again, I had to drop my arts in my 9th and 10th because the school did not provide a facility where we could pursue it in your 11th and 12th as well. But yeah, somehow I learned the basics there. So I missed painting. I missed painting then. And then I took up my commerce in my graduation. So again, there were a lot of missing, major missing. But again, after a lot of ups and downs, after a lot of kind of the phases that I went through, I got married, I got a child. So all that roller coaster ride of a life that I had, eventually things settled up for me and I'm now doing what I love the most. I would suggest that you should keep yourself motivated, keep your spirits high, never lose a track of what you think you could do. Always, always. In the end, some way or the other, you will find a way of pursuing it. Never lose a track of that. Inculcate, invest in any hobby that you want. Because hobbies, they are relaxing. Indulge into it. After a chaotic day, even if you are very tired, but a small activity that you would love to do, maybe listen to some music or play some music, play some instrument or something like that. It's relaxing. It breathes a new light. See that I'm using a lighter shade of green. It's not a lighter shade, it's pretty dark here that you can see, but I'm using more of water in here just to make it more, uh, I would say, runny, so that I just make a rough built up. And I love to do this because somehow it gives a base to the painting. It gives a reflection that there, like when like I painted this in the afternoon, this border, this bookmark. So the lighter shade of green that you can see here that I have done it here as well. I follow the same pattern here as well. It makes a background. Eventually, when you paint darker leaves on this, it is there somewhere reflecting in the background, which kind of gives up a fuller look to the whole painting that you have done. So I don't know, somehow it just clicked and I started following it, and the results were just amazing. So I still do it. Most of my paintings, you would see that I love to do this. I made this also in the afternoon yesterday, and I posted it in my shorts as well. So you can see the lighter green here, lighter green here, lighter green here. Yeah, somehow it just adds volume to the amount of painting or the colors that you have used here. I love doing it. It just gives a very nice, refreshing look. So somehow the background becomes more amazing. It becomes more attractive, I would say. It gives you volume here. I mean, you're not running after the colors or something like that. So it looks nice altogether. Now, since all the flowers are done, you can see that all the flowers are done here. I'm proceeding further with the leaves, and I start with the leafy background. So just add on the leaves, the rough sketch that you can think of, wherever you can find space, just add it on. Keep adding, keep building up. Eventually the results are going to be amazing, inshallah. It will take them some time, of course, but you will be glad when things finally come up together. You will be happy with the result. So you can see that I'm not specifically concentrating on any particular shape. It just a stroke, light stroke, and then probably a rough shape of a leaf. It works. It works. It definitely works. See? So wherever you feel it's necessary, you just keep adding, keep making the volume, keep adding the leaves where you can feel it's necessary, just to give it a voluminous look, where you can add the leaves just to make it more attractive, make it look more bouncy. So it goes this way. My other hobbies include reading as well. I'm very passionate about reading as well. So in my free time, it's either painting or I'm reading books. I don't know, people don't read these days, but I just love to read, whether it's books, any small motivational article that I come across in my Instagram, or any Facebook read that I gone through. So I just love doing all that. It's rejuvenating. It just opens up your mind. It clears your thoughts. You become motivated. You feel that things are, even if you're not feeling that good, but again, after a motivational read, after reading something inspiring, it just gives you another instant kick, and you feel, yeah, it's good. It's good for the heart, it's good for the brain. So altogether, it's all a plus sign here. You're not losing on anything, you're just rejuvenating yourself, which is, I feel, a good thing to do. The placement is necessary, of course. You have to make the placement in a way where you can feel the most, it's needed the most. Like I feel that we should have leaves here, The flowers of course, you cannot see a flower without leaves surrounded without it is surrounded by the leaf. So when you see flowers, they are clustered by the leaves. So keeping the same thought in mind, we proceed further like this. This goes on and on and on. So here we are. I think I should just add more leaves here, giving because this is the central part, to make it more dimensional, to like make it connect to the other part of the leaves, other part of the flower. I think it's necessary that we just keep on building up here as well. It's a runny consistency, not very vivid colors. It's just pure pastel shade that's coming all together. And when we use a different shade, a darker shade, probably it pops up. I love doing this. I can do it all day long, even when I'm dead tired, even after a long day of working, even after dead tired coming from some shopping or the other chores that I keep doing. Of course, any housewife would relate with that. You know how it goes. So, but again, this breathes a new life into me. Eventually, goes on and on. So this is how it looks now. Maybe you don't find it that attractive, but of course, there is more to go. So we proceed further again. Maybe another 15 minutes, the painting will be ready. So I choose sap green here with a hint of black, just to give it a more highlighted look, because we see that it's looking pretty pale here. Now with the darker shade, we are going to do the detailing part. So this detailing is the only thing that makes your painting pop. The colors that you're going to use, I mean, till now you can see I've hardly used very dark shades here, darker shades here. I mean, it's basically plain colors. I think the green that you can see here is a pretty dark one, and nothing other than that you can find to be like more dark or robust. But now where we start with the leaves, because this is just going to add a dimension to another level, so we're just going to add the leaves. Of course, these leaves are going to make the painting pop because darker shades add dimension. So I'm using sap green with a hint of black here, and instantly you can see that our painting got a push. Not basically a push, I would say our painting got suggest me a nice word, anyone here? Hello? Maybe I would say my painting got a pop of color. I guess so. That would be correct, I guess. I love painting this orange here because I tried to make them in a shape of a pop, what is it called? Tulip. Sometimes it's a hit, sometimes it's a miss. So I agree with that. But I think it came pretty cool here. It's looking nice with the shape, but a little bit of detailing will make it more prominent. So here it goes. The small leaves here because the flowers are tiny, so the leaves are also supposed to be tiny. So when we are doing this detailing work, I would suggest to use a number 0 or 00, because you pick up less amount of color and the detailing also comes up really well. So this is how it goes. So it has to be a lot of flowers surrounded by a lot of leaves. So you can see here the background of light shade of leaves and the darker shade, it merges really well. You can see both the things, I mean the color, the darker color as well as the lighter color. So in this, you can see the difference between both the corners, both the sides. This being becoming more lively because of the detailing with the darker color, and this still being a dull piece. But again, we'll revive it for sure. So you can see the difference. So this is what and how the detailing matters. It has to be a darker shade. It has to be very precise and fine. So a smaller brush like 00 that I'm using here, it works. It works really well. So the detailing makes it highlights the painting, I would say. Now, yeah, that this is the word that I was looking for and I couldn't find, and then it highlights the whole painting. Yeah, I got the correct one. And again, you don't have to be like very minutely doing it. It just steady hands and remember the shape of a leaf. That's all. No rocket science, no much practice needed. It's just your steady hands and your memory. I'm a lefty, so sometimes it becomes difficult for me because the shape and the size and the placement of my camera for the recording and all. But again, patience is the key. Small fonts kind of a thing that I've drawn here, maybe. Yeah, it can have tiny leaves or some pop-ups, I would say. It works this way. So here we go. I'm going to just twist it up a bit just to add more dimensions here. It's purely, I would say, how your heart or your mood is. Yeah, it depends on that as well. Like, I wanted to do a go live today, and I've been trying to start with it since morning. But again, somehow things coming up my way, and I was not able to kind of give it a start. Then I started doing it. I just initially started with a little bit of background, but then again I got busy. So somewhere I had guests and all, so I could not continue with that. But again, I did not give up. So you have to remember, no matter what distractions you have in your life, stay true to your passion. Stay true to your vision, I would say. I see myself as an artist, of course, and this is my first go live here. But again, I see that I am going to be achieving more because what I'm doing here is of course, a therapy for myself. And of course, anyone who gets inspired, I really want to inspire people to pursue with their hobbies or anything that they have left, which they love doing it but they could not do it now because of certain circumstances. Come back to it. Find a way to get back to it, because this is what is important in this chaotic world, that we stay true to ourselves. We stay true to what makes us happy. And of course, any hobby that you have, anything that you did in the past, but because of the uh, chase that we have every day, the run that we have every day, the busy schedules that we have every day, we find out time. And if you love doing something, I'm sure you'll be able to find time for that. These days, I'm not able to give more time to reading. Though I love reading, I have a lot of books that are still like I have them in my uh, what I would say a cupboard. But again, some of them are new, absolutely new, and I've not started reading it because these days I'm more into drawing and painting. But a couple of years back, I was into books. I was madly reading, and I came across some really, really nice books, really worth reading. So, any, I would just give you a few names. If you are interested, you can just read those books, and I'm sure uh, they will be a good read. So, first, I would suggest is 40 Rules of Love by Elif Shafak. It's a beautiful read. It's just amazing. All the 40 rules that have been mentioned in that book, I'm sure you will love it. And of course, if you are in love, that would just add on to it. But again, we all have love inside us, so not necessarily we have all forms of love inside us. It is the way God has created us. So 40 Rules of Love is an amazing read, and Elif Shafak has done an amazing job in this. I mean, her thoughts, her writing ability, her way of just putting it in the form of rules and then just making it a part of the story, all of it is just absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. I was just glued that to that book, and I'm sure anyone who has read it in the past or have gone through it in the past would definitely agree with me. So that one book is my personal favorite, and it's very close to my heart. I would definitely like, I read it long back. I think maybe like 4 or 5 years back, but still I remember some parts of it. And if anyone would want to ask me, I would definitely suggest that that has been my favorite book, all-time favorite. So if you are interested, if you love reading, I'll definitely suggest that book to you. It's nice, it's worth reading. And since we are around the Valentine's Day, I'm sure you can also gift it to your loved ones. And they will thank you for that, I'm sure, if they are into reading. So this is how it goes. My second most favorite book is The Kite Runner by Khalid Hosseini. Another reading, another amazing book. Another is just an amazing book. Khalid Hosseini, the way he has described Afghanistan and how it became a part of terrorism. Unfortunate for any developing country. Unfortunate. So we can read the downfall of the growing country and how the things have changed, how the things have become bloodied in that country. So again, that is a bit controversial part. I will not uh, dive deep into it. But again, it is one another book that if you really want to read and see how politics changes everything, and a nation, a developing nation or a growing country into something full of only devastation. So it's chaotic. Yes, I would say it's chaotic. But again, you come to know the truths. You come face to face with how human beings they are capable of destroying, and they never learn. They never learn. We never learn. I would say, I wouldn't say they, all of us. All of us, we don't learn. We just don't learn. So that is one another reading book that you should be reading if you're interested. If you are interested in it, it's very nice. Then my third favorite would be The 20th Wife by Indu Sundarsan. Amazing book. If you're interested in history, if you want to know about the 20th wife, is basically about uh, the 20th wife of Jahangir, the Mughal emperor. So, if you are interested in history, if you love reading about history, if you want to know the glory of India, how beautiful, and of course, if you're an Indian there, so if you're really interested in reading about how glorious India was, what a glorious past India has had, that is one book that I would suggest, and it has three sequels to it with different names. I don't remember the names exactly, but I remember the first one. It is the 20th Wife, and it has two sequels to it. I mean, sequels in a way that it is connected with the Mughal Empire only. So you will read a lot. I mean, how glorious Mughals were, how Britishers were not entertained, and their gifts, whatever gifts they brought to the Indian princes, were not taken into consideration and considered very lowly, and they were not allowed to meet the kings. So, this is how India was, this is how glorious we were, and again, what has become of us. So that is another book that you would I would suggest if you are interested in history and you want to read about the glorious past of India, how we as Indians were. That is one book that will make you come face to face to with the reality of the glorious past. So very nice book, very amazing, beautifully written by Indu Sudarshan. I mean, she has done a lot of job. I mean, she has done a fabulous job in going through the historical part of India, examining and reading, and of course, researching a lot to bring out the amazing parts of it, the glorious that we were. So, these are my personal favorites. I also love one book by John Boyne. That book is it's a children's read, Boy in Striped Pajamas. Again, I would say we never learn. We humans never learn. It's a tragedy. It's basically The Boy in Striped Pajamas is a children read, so I suggested that book to my son, and I also read that book. First, I read it, and when I thought that yeah, it was for the children as well, so I gave it to him because it is it shows tragedy. It's a tragedy book. So again, but it shows us the brutal country, the brutality of a person, and to what extent it can lead you to. So it is one of the amazing book. If you know about the Second World War, if you know about Hitler, of course I know everyone would know about Hitler. So it's things were during those days. The Boy in the Striped Pajamas is one of the amazing book that you can go through. It is based on the concentration camps built by Hitler in Auschwitz. So another book that you can just go through. And while we traveled to Auschwitz, Poland during our winter break this year, 2024, we rang the new year there. We actually visited Auschwitz. I wanted to keep quiet after that because it was a very uh, it's a moment of truth actually. I mean, once you visit the place, you realize how cruel can one be, how inhuman it was to treat your fellow humans like that. And again, I would say we humans never learn. We fail to understand. We just don't realize that humanity is the biggest religion and we should be living together. So we always fail to understand. We don't realize, which is a very sad thing to know. Okay, enough of talks. I think this is done. I'll just add a few more detail here with the golden just to make it a little pop up. Okay, so I think it's looking nice altogether. I'm more into flowers, so this is what reflects in my work as well. So I'm planning to write a quote in the center part. I'll be just planning to write a quote here, but for now I'm just going to do a golden highlight just to make the colors pop and look more beautiful in a way. So here it goes. I'm just making the center part here, adding golden here just to give it a glow. Of course, this glow looks amazing. See, I'm using the gold. Like I have this pan set of 5 shades of different glitters, but this is the most used. I love using this. This is just beautiful shade of goldens, which I just love to do it. So in most of the paintings that I have used the other colors, but again, they are there but equal to nothing to what I get here with this golden. So I just love using this. It's beautiful and the after effect is just amazing. I mean, let me just show it to you. Let me just do it a bit and then I'll show you the exact look of it. So I'm doing the pips. Or you can say the stamens. So here it goes. Golden, I would just add a hint of it in the roses as well, just to give it a pop. Beautiful ones, properly shaped, properly with the colors and everything, but sometimes they just are not worth watching even. So roses are tough, of course, I would say, but they are beautiful and I just want to practice them and again and again till I so there's nothing to worry about there. You should not give up. You should not give up learning ever. If you keep that learning option open in your life, that means you're breathing, you're alive. So it has to be with every activity, every opportunity that you can grab off. If there is one, never stop learning. I hope you can see the golden shimmer in the center of the flowers. See this beautiful golden, just I don't know, it just does some magic to all my paintings. It instantly gives them a beautiful glow and I love doing it. Just add a little more funny thing detail here, which is like the ferns, small wild ferns that you can probably see in the wilds. I just love adding these details as well. It somehow beautifies the whole thing out here. So it's just random stroke, any rough random stroke, and just highlight. Fine highlighting. So it makes it just adds, I don't know, glamour to the whole painting, I would say, just as it does in the makeup that one do and does. So here it is, adding a bit of glamour to my paintings through the golden strokes. I think I had put it up really well. No better words to describe this up, I think. And this is a very beautiful golden, beautiful set of 5 colors. Even other colors are pretty cool, but again, this is my personal favorite, and I think anyone using this would definitely agree with me. I mean, golden, see how it's looking? Oh my god, it's looking beautiful. Seriously, it's looking so beautiful and gorgeous. Oh wow, I love this golden here. So guys, this was my first video here, and I am still learning. I'm still a learner. The learning option always open. I mean, I keep repeating this. I hope you guys are not getting annoyed with the same thing, getting repeated again and again. But yeah, I just want to inspire you all in a way that even if you have closed those doors for yourself, you reopen it. Maybe my words make an impact, and I don't know, anyone can motivate you. So I'll be happy if it's me. Grab your brushes, do a random art. Don't keep that pent up, like any feeling that you just keep on hidden for some time. It just builds up and then it explodes. So just relax and chill, enjoy the life. I know things are not easy for some people. Of course, it has never been easy for me as well. Why should I be saying some people? I am also a part of that. But I guess if life becomes easy for all of us, what is it worth living? It has to have that touch of spice. Yes. I'm not writing the quote here right now. I'm just leaving it to you all. Suggest me in the comments, and definitely, what if you suggest me a good one? I'm definitely going to write that. The one that, of course, touches my heart the most. So I'm going to write that, and I'm also going to thank you in my comments or my next video. And I'm going to thank you, and I'm going to name you. Thank you with the name of yours. Call you with the name, and I'm just going to share that. So I'm leaving this space for tomorrow. Do let me know if you like my work. Do like and subscribe to support me, so to support my work, and suggest me a nice quote, a small something, maybe 2-3 words or a small line or something like that, so that I can just kind of write it here, and in my next video be alive on this space so that I can just name you here. I'll call your name and I'll say, for example, this something, someone has suggested this quote to me, and I have written because I felt this was really close to my heart, so I'm just going to uh, name you in my next video and thank you at the same time, and then kind of just show it up. So here it goes. So this is the final look, and I hope you can see the golden glitter making my painting glamorous. Oh wow, it does look glamorous. Thank you all for being patient with me, of course, listening to all the talks that I have done. So I hope you pick up your brushes or any hobby that you have left behind. You were interested, but because of your chaotic life or your busy nature or anything, you could not pursue it. Just start it. Give it a start. Give it a push. It not maybe it's not going to get perfect, but again, it will get perfect with time. But you need to start. Just start somewhere. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for all the support. God bless you all. And if you like my work, if you feel I have more to offer, or you feel that I can motivate you or inspire you in your journey, please, I would request do like and subscribe to my work. Thank you so much. I'm ending the channel. I'm ending my video here. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Good night.